Okay, so when we look at today's trial, day 4 of the trial, Cassie took to the stand and was questioned for at least 6 to 7 hours straight. I was live for nearly 6 hours. Shout out to those of you who are part of the live. We are going live again tomorrow. Why? Because it's just been announced that Dawn Richards is stepping up as the next witness, and she will be discussing everything tomorrow on the stand. So that is going to be crazy. Aubrey O'Day has also been confirmed. She has been subpoenaed and she is taking to the stand as well. 3 powerhouse individuals. We are going to finish off with Cassie tomorrow, but also get into Dawn Richards. Hey guys, it's Murad Muradi, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. So the cross-examination that took place today, it wasn't as strong, in my opinion, from the defense. They didn't pick at her, especially because Cassie did mention that she felt trapped by Diddy, but then text messages were shown today of her stating that she was loving the freak-offs when they both were a part of it. And so the defense didn't really pick at this as to why there is a hypocritical statement, you could say, which I find to be interesting. But basically today was about showing text messages between Cassie and Diddy, their relationship, and painting Cassie as an ex-scorned lover, and how she was jealous of Kim Porter and how she was jealous of Gina, 2 names that were mentioned today. She did admit that, Kim Porter was flying around with Diddy and the children, and she was upset that she wasn't in the same position flying around. She also, was trying to make it clear to Diddy that she did not want to be the side piece to Gina. She was very upset and jealous about Gina as well. These were the things that were admitted. Also for the fact that she obviously has an addiction, which she already said herself, but that also Diddy has an addiction as well. They kept discussing how Diddy overdosed at certain events, that Diddy would be able to get angry when he was inebriated or on some kind of substances. Why? Because the defense today were laying the groundwork in presenting Diddy as somebody who is heavily addicted to substances, that this man couldn't be somebody who was organizing RICO or trafficking or, setting Cassie up to be transported to people. Surely Diddy couldn't be somebody who was doing something like this because he's so inebriated and taking substances all the time. That was the main agenda for today with the text messages that were shown. This is the picture that they wanted to paint to the jury. Not only that, but Cassie, it was noted by court reporters, was very nonchalant, very relaxed, laughing here and there, and giving extremely short answers to the defense, which I thought was a very interesting point. Some of her answers were like, yes, maybe. Why don't you read that? Very short, 1 word, 2 word. Very rare for her to get a sentence in. When the prosecution were discussing things with her, she was letting us know in paragraphs. But here, 1 word, 2 word answers. And I think that this is very important and clever because that restricts the defense from maneuvering and using her answers against her. I think it's a very clever thing for her to do. There were many breaks in the trial today, obviously because she is 8 to 9 months pregnant and it's very difficult for her. But not only that, it was also, expressed how the daughters were not present for Diddy, the sons were there, and that Diddy obviously was looking at them. Diddy was looking at, Cassie, and constantly talking to Brian Steele, his lawyer, and Mark Agnifilo. Not only that, but the lawyers were also arguing. Mark Agnifilo was arguing because he basically wanted to prolong the cross-examination of Cassie, and the judge was not having it. The judge was angry, snapped at the defense and said that you don't need to hurry up with this. She needs to be out of here by the end of the week. Why? Because she's pregnant, and basically we need to wrap this up. And of course, Diddy's lawyers responded by saying, well, it wasn't our fault that they wanted to analyze 2 witnesses, which was the male dancer and the security guy, but the judge didn't care. He said you need to streamline accordingly. This is why I would imagine it's ending tomorrow, if not already ended, with Cassie, and Dawn Richards is coming into the fold. They wanted Cassie in and out of there because she is heavily pregnant. A lot of people today were expressing how, they were upset with Cassie's answers, or they think that, she wasn't really 100% a victim and etc. This woman admitted that she loved Diddy. Of course she's going to love some of the freak-offs. She said yes when we both want it. Of course she's going to be jealous of the fact that he dates somebody else, because she's openly admitted that she loves this man. So there are going to be instances where when we come to Cassie, she's going to want to be in these freak-offs. She's going to want to be around them. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because she's consented one time, or in text messages she's consented a few times, that there's never been a level of abuse of consent, which is the pipeline to trafficking. Just because she's consented 1 or 2, 3 times That's not how it works. You need to consent each time that something happens. And evidently Cassie has been saying that that isn't the case. So yes, this is proving DV and not much trafficking as of right now, but Rico was definitely there with the names that Cassie was mentioning yesterday. And this is only day 4 of the trial, guys. It's very early days, because as far as I'm concerned, the DV, the opiate addiction, is a very easy pipeline to trafficking. We've seen the hotel video where she was dragged back into that hotel room as well many times, which people basically seem to forget. Today was quite slow as well. I thought the defense would be much stronger with how they were analyzing Cassie. I think they laid quite light on her on purpose because she is pregnant, and therefore it just would not look good for the defense to go in on somebody straight away, especially the first witness, the power witness. The jury wouldn't like that to some kind of level. The text messages that were also shown, many a times Diddy was saying, did you want to do this? Oh, may I have your permission? Very much showing consensualness on his side. He also wants to put the argument of coercion. I did not coerce Cassie to do this. Look at these messages. That isn't the case. But once again, that doesn't necessarily prove that she consented every and each time, especially when a lot of these messages were quite old, way back when. Whew. Okay. Very, very, very interesting. Not only one thing that I found very weird is that the lawyer Ana Estevao also said that Cassie Ventura was very good looking and very charming, as if she was using this to her own way and being very manipulative, which I did not like the way she said this at all. The defense team, guys, appears to have questioned Cassie about Kid Cudi as well, the rapper whom Cassie had a relationship with. Much of the questions rehashed Cassie's earlier testimony about how she became to know him as well. She also mentions Michael B. Jordan as well, and how they both were together filming a movie in South Africa, and that, this made Diddy jealous. And the defense lawyers, in my opinion, may be trying to get the jury to view Sean Combs as an addict who lacks the complete capacity to orchestrate all of the conspiracies that he's basically been charged with. This is what they are trying to do, and this is the strategy, which appears to be that establishing that Diddy was often on drugs, which may help convince jury that he didn't intend to commit some of the crimes alleged. Remember, Diddy's lawyers state that they wanted to make it seem like they wanted to claim insanity, that he clearly was not well in these moments of time because of the substances that he was taking. I don't think it's enough. I think it's weak personally because of all the witnesses that are coming forward and the hotel video that basically is a huge amount of evidence to use. But we'll see what the jury thinks about this. Today was a bit slow in my opinion, especially when it came to the updates, and I feel like the defense could have been stronger. But there are going to be slow days in a trial. We're going to be here for 2 months. That's normal. It's fine. It happens. It is what it is. To me, Cassie is still 100% a victim. That's what I feel, and I think that a lot of people are going to be feeling that naturally based on what is happening. I think the text messages that Diddy's team was showing were good because it did show that at times he did want her permission, and that he did basically apologize to her when he got too ill and etc. But that doesn't mean that this man is some innocent angel. That hotel video is crazy, and I'm going to keep recircling to that. Well, let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. Shout out to those of you who were on my live yesterday. I'm going live again tomorrow. I would say roughly around 10:45, 11 a.m. New York time, which is around 4 p.m. London time, around that time again, because Dawn Richards is here and it's going to be chaos to find out what she's going to be saying. Do subscribe to the channel. It's just one click. Send a tip if you guys wish to. It goes a long way and I definitely appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.